Okay everybody, how you doing? Hope you're all getting on well at home and working hard and getting plenty of exercise. Miss O'Dowd has asked me to produce a few videos for you over the next coming weeks. We all know how much Miss O'Dowd loves her exercise, but her favourite class of the week is whenever she comes to my Pilates class. She gets a chance to really build her strength and exercise with her friends, and then the most important one, she gets to relieve a wee bit of stress from the trials and tribulations that she faces in St Francis. So folks, over the next couple of weeks we're going to do a few Pilates exercises. Pilates is very different than some of the other exercises that we might do. It's very slow, it's very controlled, but it really helps to build your strength. So whenever we come back next year, or whenever we're back hopefully before the end of this year with our healthy kids and that, we're going to be super strong and we'll be able to be fit and ready for everything that's ahead. So folks, today in our exercises we're going to be looking at a wee mobilisation series just to get all our joints moving and get everything freed up. And then a wee bit of balance, a wee bit of strength for the legs, and then we'll move into our main Pilates exercises. Okay, so we'll get ourselves ready. So folks, whenever we're doing Pilates, we usually do it in our bare feet or in a pair of socks, so whatever suits. And then you can do this with your friends, with whoever's with you in the house, your mummy, daddy, granny, granda, or whoever else is with you. Okay, so just before we start, so I have a wee helper with me here today. So this is Blahi, give her a wee wave. And she's going to help me with the exercises, and then Rosh is on camera as well. Alright? That's us. Out you go. Out you go. Out you go. So, start then, we're just going to free up our hips and just bring your hands out to the side, and then we're going to give them a wee rock from side to side, just to free up the lower back. So we're going to count it in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then when you come back to the middle, we're going to hug the knees in, and then just make wee circles into your mat. Just freeing everything up, and then we're going to go the opposite way. And then from here, we're going to lift the head and shoulders off the floor, hug the right knee in, extend the left leg out, and then we're going to change, and we're going to go for 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then from here, bring your legs to what we call in Pilates tabletop, where your knee comes above your hips, your heels are in line with your knees. Bring your hands onto your hamstrings, and then we're going to create a wee rocking motion, backward and forward, just to mobilise our spine, but we're not going to allow the feet to touch the floor. And we're going to go for another 3, and 2, and all the way up for 1. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves over onto our front, stepping out the hands to the front, and then push yourself back onto your heels. This stretches out your lower back. Head comes forward through the hands, push back for 2. Head forward through the hands again, push back for 3. And then our last one, and for 4. And then we come back onto all fours, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Then we're going to curl the toes under, walk the hands back towards the feet, tuck your chin underneath. Once the heels come to the floor, we rebuild our spine up just like your building blocks in your P1 classroom. And then we're all the way back up. And then from here, just rotate the hips out. So all we're doing here, folks, just getting your body ready for all the different exercises that we're going to be doing. And then when you, over the next couple of weeks, you'll hear about different parts of the body that you mightn't have known that were there. And then just rocking the hips from side to side. And then just a wee float from side to side. So we have to get ourselves ready for just the main exercises, get everything freed up. We're doing a lot of sitting, maybe more so than we usually would do. And then just circling the arms out. So we breathe in as we come down and around, breathe out as you open out to the side. And then 2 more. And then from there. And then just with our feet, just make sure, turn this way down. Just to make sure that we're nicely aligned, we're going to bring our feet together, we're going to keep our heels together, we're going to walk our toes out, and then we're going to bring our heels out in line. So down, looking down at my feet are directly parallel, so I'll show you a bit of maths for today. And then making sure your weight's evenly spread on both feet. And then if we come up just to our if we find those 2 pointy hip bones, just that stick out from here, imagine they're like a set of headlights. So we're going to point our headlights up towards the ceiling, and then down towards the floor, and then bringing them to a nice level line. So they're pointing directly in front, so you're taking all the pressure off the front, and then all off the back. And then we're going to roll the shoulders back, and then everything's nice and relaxed. And then just to activate your nice strong centre, I want you to imagine you've got a belt tied around your waist. We're going to tighten that belt as tight as you can, so you pull everything in, doesn't feel too comfortable, and then we're going to release to about the 3rd notch in our belt. So I want you to try and keep that belt at the 3rd notch throughout all of our exercises. Okay, and then that's just nice and free. So folks, everything that we're going to be doing, we don't need much equipment, but with one wee thing, one wee prop that's going to help us over the next couple of weeks. I'm definitely sure that everybody has at least one of these in the house. So that's what we're going to use. Okay, so it's just going to give us a wee bit of focus on some of the exercises that we need. Okay, so the breakdown of each of our Pilates lessons, we're going to go do something on balance, we're going to do something on a wee bit of leg stability, leg strength, and then mostly sort of core and lower back exercises. So everything that we're doing, whenever we go into our balance moves, we might need to tighten that belt a wee bit more. So I want you to bring your weight into your left foot, and then I want you to lift your right heel off the floor. And then we're going to bring our hands down by our side, toilet roll on one side, and then we're going to hover that right foot off the floor. And then we're going to bring our arms out to the side. We're going to try and keep ourselves as still as we can, and then we're going to breathe in as you lift the hands up, breathe out as you come to the side. And then for 2, pass the prop over, we'll call it a prop, we'll not call it a toilet roll. And then for 3, and to the side. So sometimes you might find yourself wobbling from side to side. Imagine you've got a laser up the front of your chest, and you don't want to go too far to the right or to the left. And then last one on this leg, and all the way down, and then release. Now ankle might be a wee bit achy, just give it a wee shake, and then we go to the opposite side. So this time left heel comes up, and then left foot comes up. And then hands out in line with the shoulders, and then breathe in as you lift up, and then breathe out as we come out. And then for 2, and breathe out. So tightening everything in, pulling your belly button back towards your spine, and then keeping everything nice and steady. So we'll see if you're doing it with somebody else, have a wee competition to see who can stay the steadiest. And then we're not rocking from side to side. If you keep your foot nice and straight, that might help. And then last one, and all the way down. And then just shake that leg out. And then from here, just a wee bit of work for your calves, strengthen your calves and your ankles. So we're going to bring our hands down by our side, feet are parallel again, shoulders are back, and then we're going to lift our heels up off the floor as high as we can go, and then we're going to lower our heels down. So we're not going to drop them, we're going to lower them down. And then down for 2. And all the way up, and all the way down. So each time we come down, just do a wee sort of gentle kiss with the heels each time. So we're not going to drop the heels down, nice and controlled. And then we're going to go for 4 more, and lower. And 3, try and make yourself as long and as tall as you can. And last one of these. And release. Then we're going to add the arms, we've got a coordination. We're up for 4, and lower down. And 3, you might feel a wee bit of strain just into the calf stitches because you're working hard. For 2, and lower. And then last one, we're going to hold up as tall as we can. Reaching the fingers all the way up to the ceiling. Hold steady for 3, 2, and 1. And all the way down. And then just shake the legs out. And then we're going to bring it down onto our mat. Okay? So our first exercise, folks, we're going to go to what we call tabletop. So this is brilliant for strengthening your pelvis. So your pelvis is this whole area around the hips. And everything above that and below it, if you have a strong pelvis, it'll just keep everything nice and stable. So, to go to our tabletop position, we're going to think about a right angle. So, we lift one leg at a time, bring that knee back towards you, bring the opposite leg back, and then we bring the knees so they're directly over the hips. Imagine your heels just resting on a wee coffee table, so the heels are in line with the knees. So I want you to try and keep your lower back sort of pulled into the floor, so it looks nice and easy, but once we hold it for a wee while, we just feel that wee bit of a strain. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose for a count of 4, and then we're going to breathe out through the mouth for a count of 4. And then inhale through the nose for a count of 4, and exhale through the mouth. Sometimes you feel that the heels want to start to drop, the legs want to lower. You have to really concentrate to keep things nice and steady. At this stage you might get a wee bit giddy because it's getting hard. We're going to inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. And then last one, breathe in through the nose, and breathe out through the mouth. And then we're going to lower down nice and slowly for 3, 2, and 1. And then just give the knees a wee rock from side to side. And then next exercise, so each one exercise that we do, I'm going to give you a wee demonstration, and then we're going to do it together, okay? So, our next exercise, I want you to imagine you've got a tray of paint along the bottom of your mat, and you've got like a wee egg between your calf and your hamstring. So you don't want to let the egg go and break it, or you don't want to squeeze the egg and break it as well. So we're going to try and keep that 90-degree bend in the leg. So, Starting in our tabletop position again, our exercise is we're going to dip that toe down, but when we dip this leg down, make sure that this leg doesn't move. So this can happen or this can happen, but I want you to try and keep it nice and steady. So from here then, we're going to inhale, exhale, dip down, and then we're going to change the legs just halfway. And again, sometimes you might find that your stomach comes up towards the ceiling, or your lower back might arch up. Keep everything pulled into the mat. And then just a nice wee steady flow. And again, you might feel that wee bit of work just on the front of your quads. So this part of the leg is called your quad. So we're going to try and stay nice and steady. So you can see that I'm not releasing that egg between my calf and my hamstring. I'm going to keep it nice and steady. We're going to go for 4 more. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1. And then the last wee challenge we're going to hold. And then we're going to release the hands. We're going to come up, lift the head off the floor. And then you automatically feel a wee bit more work in here. So we're going to keep nice and steady. And then from here we're going to lift the hands up to the ceiling, down to the floor, and bring everything down. And then again, just rock the knees, or hook the knees into the chest. Okay, just roll yourselves over, bring yourselves up. This next one then, we're going to work for the arms. So the back of your arms called your tricep, and then we're going to work for the core as well. You might hear me talking about keeping your collarbones open. So this part between sort of your shoulder and the inside there is your collarbone. So you want to keep it nicely open. We don't want to be rolled down like this where you're overstretching your muscles from here. So start position. We're going to use actually the toilet roll from here. So if you place the toilet roll or your prop in between your knees, it stops the knees from falling out. So in this position from here, we're going to keep the feet at hip width as well. Pushing into the arms nice and straight. And we're going to imagine a tray of paint here and a tray of paint here. We're going to try and place our forearm towards the paint, but we're not going to let the paint or the forearm hit the paint. So we're going to lean back like this, and then we're back up, and then we're pushing up nice and straight. So we're not down 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just nice and controlled. So from here, we're going to inhale as we come down, and exhale as we push up. If you need to go onto your heels to try and keep your feet nice and comfortable, that's okay, but it might add a wee bit more work to your arms. And keep those elbows tucked in. So everybody might be different in their arm strength, how low you can get to the floor, but just try and keep it just nice and controlled. And then all the way up. And we're going to breathe in as we come down, breathe up as we come out. So you might start to feel that wee strain into the backs of the arms. And then we're going to go for 2 more. And then on the last one, we're going to come up halfway and hold. And we're going to breathe, we're going to breathe, we're going to keep those arms nice and strong, and we're coming all the way up. And then just shake your arms out. So you feel that wee bit of work just into your shoulders and into your triceps as well. Okay? So just set your prop to the side, and then we get a wee stretch. So soles of the feet together, just like this. Bring your hands over your knees, over your toes, and then we just sort of lean ourselves forward. And then if you bring your elbows out over the front of your shins, try and reach your head all the way up to the tops of your toes. And then you feel a wee nice wee stretch on your inner thigh. And then we come all the way up. And then just sort of shake the legs from side to side. Just a wee rock from side to side. So folks, we're probably spending a lot of time on Xboxes, PlayStations, watching TVs, iPads and things. So you feel a wee bit stiff. So we're just trying to get everything lengthened out from here. Okay? Next exercise is called our swan dive. So we're going to use our prop again. This one is a great exercise for strengthening your back. But we're going to imagine like a sort of ball between our chin and our chest. So we're not going to let the chin dip, or we're not going to let the head lift. Okay? So from this position, anytime we're laying down on the floor, just imagine like a wee ice cube underneath your belly button. You don't want it to melt, so you pull everything back off the mat. So that activates here, but it protects your lower back more importantly. Okay? So in this position, as we lay ourselves down, hands out in front, just hovered off the floor. And then ice cube underneath, you're pulling your stomach back. And then we're going to inhale, exhale, we're going to lift up. But we're going to keep our head pointed towards the mat. And then we're going to lower down. So your ears are going to start between your arms and are going to finish between your arms. And then we lift up. And then we lower down. So to make sure you're doing it correctly, you shouldn't be able to see your prop in front of you. So if I look forward, I can see it, but that hurts my back. But I want to keep everything shining towards the mat. And for 4, and lower down. So it's nice and controlled. So you breathe out as you come up, and you breathe in as you come down. And for 3 more, and slowly lower, and for 2, and slowly lower, and last one, and all the way down. And then slide your hands back in line with your ears, push yourself back onto your heels, bring the head forward through the hands, push yourself back over your left heel, just feel you stretch from the left side of your back, head forward through the hands, and then over your right heel. And then last time back through the centre, and then just walk yourself up to a kneeling position. Okay, so just shaking everything out. Our next one then that we're going to do is our side kick. So side kick is brilliant for sort of strengthening the sort of side of the hips and your obliques. So your obliques are the side of your stomach. Looks really, really easy, but we have to try and keep it as steady as we can. So what we're trying to imagine this time is that you're lying along a nice thin beam, and you don't want your sort of hips to rock from side to side. So we have to think about our 2 hip bones, we call it like our headlights, and you don't want them to rock, you want to keep them dead straight. So from here, as we lay ourselves down onto our side, doesn't matter what side you do first, we're going to bring our ear onto our bicep, and this palm faces up towards the ceiling, opposite hand comes in front. So make sure your headlights are shining to the front. Engage this lower side. Imagine a wee trickle of water wants to run under this side, this part of your stomach, and you want to let as much water through as you can. And then we're going to lift our top leg up to hip height. You see that, Russia? And then we're going to bring our bottom leg up to mid. So in this position, we might start to shake from side to side, but really concentrate. So this is where you're going to feel it up here, and then into that hip and into your lower back. Try and keep things as steady as we can. Make sure the legs don't come forward or fall back. Just take a wee check you can see from the tops of your toes to the tips of your toes. And then make sure those feet stay nice and tall. If you lift them a wee bit higher, keeping everything steady. And then for a wee bit, last wee challenge, we're going to try and take that hand away and try and keep yourself as still as we can for 3, 2, and 1, and all the way down. Okay, well done. And then we go to the opposite side. So the side that was working, this time, you're going to imagine that wee bit of water running underneath this side. Okay, so arm extended, bicep below the ear. Just use your spider fingers, your tall fingers, just to keep you nice and steady. Headlights towards the front. And then from here we're going to lift our top leg up to hip height, and then bring the bottom leg up to middle. So hold nice and steady. Just take a wee check. You can only see from the bottom of your toes to the tips of your toes. If you can see your shins, your legs are too far forward. So don't let the hips rock back or forward. Keep them nice and steady. Legs a wee bit higher. And then stay concentrated. We're going to try and release that hand. So everything here kicks in to keep you nice and steady. Don't let the arm go forward or back towards the wall. We're going to hold 3, 2, and 1, and all the way down. Well done. And then just roll yourself over onto your back, and then just hug the knees into the chest. Just to stretch out the lower back, and lower down, and then for 2, and lower. Okay, and then just shake the legs out. Our next one then is going to be one for our abdominals. We're going to work for the shoulders as well, and then obviously the pelvic work, because the legs are going to be off the floor. So, from here, try to not let your stomach lift up off the floor. Keep everything pulled down into the mat. So, from here, we're going to build this up in 3 stages. So, legs are going to start at the tabletop, 1 leg at a time. And then we're just going to use our prop. We keep it between the knees, keep us nice and steady. And then from here, head and shoulders lifted off the floor. Imagine your hands being pulled down to the mat. Hands are going to stay nice and hovering. And then we're going to inhale. As you breathe out, exhale. Bring your hands up in line with your knees for 4, and lower down. For 3, and lower. For 2, and lower. Don't let those heels drop. For 1, and lower. This time we're up to the ceiling. For 4, and lower. For 3, and lower. For 2, and lower. And last one, and all the way down. This time we're back in line with our ears. For 4, so you might feel a wee bit of a shake here, stay nice and strong, and lower. For 3, and lower. You might feel a wee neck a wee bit achy in this position. for 2, and lower, and then the last one, stay nice and strong, hold it for 3, 2, 1, and bring everything down. Well done. And then just set everything to the side, and then just lastly sort of rock with the knees before we come up. And then just roll yourself over onto your side, and then all the way back up. Okay? Last one then, folks, for today, we're going to go with our roll up. So roll up at level 2. We're going to build this up as the weeks go along. Okay? So if this is too much, or too hard, too uncomfortable a position to be in, we can go up onto our heels. Okay? That might make us work a wee bit harder, but as long as it's comfortable for you. So in this position, I want you to sit up nice and tall, up onto your sit bones. I want you to bring your hands over your knees, nice and soft elbow, and then imagine your pelvis like a wee dial on a radio, so it's nearly as if you tuck the pelvis underneath. So in this position, we're going to roll ourselves back, so everything working, and then we're all the way up, and we lift up nice and straight. And then we roll back for 2, and all the way back up. And then for 3, and all the way back up, and for 4, and all the way back up. And 5, so tuck it underneath, stay nice and strong, don't let the knees fall out. And back up. And for 6, and back up. And for 7, and back up. And last one for 8. Hold this position. I want you to lift that first leg off the floor, keep the bend in the leg, and lower down. Opposite leg, and lower down. You might find that you're shaky in this position. Last one, and lower. Last one this side, and lower. And all the way up. And then just stretch the legs out from here, and then just a wee roll of the hips across. And then feet together, hands out to the side, push the soles of the feet together, and then just hover the hips off the floor, and then just a wee rock from side to side again. And then just hold, push the knees out a bit further, and release down. And then lastly stretch, just start your hands just at your knees, and then just creep them down the shins, just tucking the chin underneath. We're going to try and sink them and touch our ankles, and then we walk back up, and same for 2, and walk back up, and then last one for 3, and all the way back up. Okay, so folks, that's your first Pilates session done for our first week off. So your focus for the week is, I did my body coach session this morning with Joe Wicks on YouTube. Hopefully everybody did too. So that gets your heart rate up, gets you really, really fit. This is more about trying to keep everything nice and strong, and that's what you want. So those 2 things, half an hour of this, 10-15 minutes, or half an hour of body coach, 10 or 15 minutes of Pilates, and then I'm also going to add, we're going to have a specific skill to practice each week with the ball. We're going to send up another video link for that, and that's your 3 things that you want you to do over the day. So it's brilliant to be able to get outside and get that wee bit of work done with the ball and the wall, and then we'll keep everything nice and fresh in the head. Okay, see you next week. Go out.